This is a quick tips and tricks video for new student registration for Park County School District number 6. We have the new student registration going for the 2024-2025 academic school year, and we just wanted to give you some tips and tricks that will help you be successful in registering your new students. First thing we need to talk about is what is a new student. A new student in our district is a student who has never attended school in our school district before. Those are new students. And another group of new students is students who have previously attended our school district, but then they left and now they're coming back. They would be considered new students because they're not active in our system at the current time. Current students are students who are currently active or who will finish the 2023-2024 school year with us in May. Those are current students, and your registration will be in August, and we'll send out more information on that when the time comes. Anyone else, though, would be a new student because your student is not currently active in our student information system. So the first tip we have for you is kind of tied to that, and that is to make sure you do the correct registration. It can be really frustrating for families when we have to come back to you and say, I'm sorry, you've done the wrong registration. Can you please do it again? There's just some changes from the registration from year to year, so we need you to do the correct year's registration. With that being said, for the current registrations that are open, you'll see when you log into our registration system that we have a new student registration for 23-24. This registration is for students who want to start still in the 23-24 academic school year. This would be students who want to start in April or May of 2024. And for kindergarten registration for August 2024, or over the summer for students who are registering for August 2024, or during the next school year, for anybody registering between August 24 and May 2025, you would do the new student registration 2024-2025 because it's for that academic school year. So that's our first tip, is just make sure you do the right registration. And there's also another a page within the registration that is a verification page. And this verification page says, what is your child's enrollment status with Park County School District 6? Are they never new? They've never been enrolled. They're not currently enrolled but was enrolled previously, or are they currently enrolled? If they're currently enrolled, you'll see that nothing comes up because this isn't the right registration for a currently enrolled student. But you can do these other options, and all these other pages will show up for you so that you can continue the registration and submit it at the end. And then you can just continue on with the registration. And then it's just going to go through and it's going to ask you all the questions. It'll ask you, it has some notes underneath. One thing to note is this required field. If a field is required, it will not let you submit at the very end until every single required field is entered. So make sure that you enter something for every single required field. So like in this instance, for my test, first name and last name for students are required, but not all students have a middle name. We would like you to enter their middle name if they have one, but if they do not, you don't have to put anything in that box. It will let you submit without it. And the same goes for everything as you see. You can see the required fields next to anything that is required. Okay. The next tip we have for you, do not click next until you scroll all the way to the bottom of the page. That next field kind of hovers over fields. So you can see, like, if I was right here, I might think I'm done. But I need to make sure I scroll all the way to the bottom before I hit next, as if you hit next too early, you'll miss fields and you'll have to go back and fix them before you can submit. So that's just something to keep in mind there. The next tip we have has to do with parents or guardians. So parents or guardians, on the main parent guardian page, we have up to 4 parents or guardians for a student. If you guys have a situation where there are more actual parents or legal guardians for the student, you can let the school know for your student, and we can add more later. But 4 seem to be a good number as far as being able to catch the majority of situations for the families of students in our district. So But if you're a situation where there's only one parent or legal guardian, only one parent or legal guardian is required. Now, please be thorough. If there are more than one, make sure you enter them. And as soon as you start to enter them, it's a smart form, so it registers and it says, hey, now that you have a first name, the last name's required. And then it's going to make sure that everything else starts to be required as soon as you put in more information. You can see all those fields start to become required. So make sure that you observe whether a field is required, but also make sure you enter really the true amount of parents or guardians that a student has. The other thing is on this page, one phone number per parent is required. If you have an additional phone number, you can put it, but you can see an additional phone number is not required, but the primary phone number for that parent is. So keep that in mind. Parents or guardians versus emergency contacts. Emergency contacts, we ask for one person. This person should not be someone that's a parent or legal guardian. It needs to be somebody else in case if there's a true emergency and we have called and called and called parents and guardians, we can't get a hold of anyone, who else can we call? Just one person is required. You can put up to 3, okay? The last tip I want to give you is the summary to help you navigate. The summary, it will identify for you the pages that have errors. So if it's red, there's an error and you need to go fix it before you can submit. See, the submit is grayed out on my page right now because I can't submit until all of these red fields are fixed. So I might have to click on, you can click on these and it will take you back to that page to fix it, or you can click over here. I would recommend using the sidebar at this time a lot to go back to the page and then go back to the summary instead of clicking next through every single page. But you're going to have to go back and fix everything before you can submit. One last tip for you, once you submit, you cannot come back in and edit. So say you need to go look up somebody's phone number and you're like, oh, I'll submit and I'll come back and fix it later. That won't work. You have to, you won't be able to edit as soon as you hit submit. So I get this a lot with families who want to come back and upload documents later. Once you hit submit, you won't be able to upload the document. So save it, exit your dashboard, and then come back and upload the documents if that's your situation, but don't hit submit. And document upload, we would love it if you could all submit the documents. It makes it easier for us in the long run. If you don't have a situation where you can upload documents, if you don't have a scanner or can't take pictures with your phone and upload them, then we would ask that you bring those to the school when your child starts school. For kindergartners, that maybe we might ask you to bring them in the week before, or so that we can collect those documents. That concludes our video at this time. If you have any further questions, please feel free to reach out to the school district. We are happy to help, and we are excited to have your students start school with Park County School District number 6.